We've just broken up and I cannot stop thinking about him. What do I do? It's a question I received from a client. So here it is. Breakups can be tough. Very seldom are breakups a conscious uncoupling, a separation of awareness, and a separation of love. Usually they're fired up. Usually there's tension, there is blame, there's projection. Yet intertwined in all of that anger and frustration, the deceit, the lies, the dishonesty that sometimes breakups will have. Not all breakups, of course, but some. There is that, but I still love you. I still trusted you so deeply. Your body, your nervous system, the way your hormones meet that other person's physiology. There's still attraction there. There is still an invested sense of self. At some level, you help me feel safe. And at another level, you have hurt me. And this confusion at times causes this thinking and thinking and thinking and feeling about that person. Now, if we are coming from a place of low self-worth, if we are coming from a place of we're not confident in who we are, that will impact and that will influence the energy and the attention we are giving that relationship, or the importance, the significance of that relationship. We will have a polarized view. We will see all the amazing things that happened in that relationship, yet we are ignoring and denying the fact that we broke up. And if we broke up, chances are we broke up for a reason or many reasons. But we can't see that in those moments because we are so obsessed with what we don't have. That's another reason why our minds go overtime. We try to replay. What could we have done better? What could have changed? I really thought this person, this relationship was it. Even if in some part of you, you knew it wasn't it. You knew there were too many things misaligned. Values, the way you both saw the world, the way that you treated each other, the way that you allowed him to treat you, the way that you showed up to him. It wasn't necessarily the best version of yourself, but we are hopeful as human beings. And so we ride that wave of hope, and that wave of hope becomes something that appears to be solid for us. It appears to be real, but it's not. And so there's a level of acceptance that needs to come with, you just broke up with someone. You're more than likely going to be thinking about them a lot. You're going to be thinking about the shame that's coming up for you, particularly if this is another failed relationship in your mind and in your heart. You may be hard on yourself. You may be berating yourself. You may be legitimately stuck in that loop of, this person's amazing. What did I do wrong? Or why did they have to mess up? Why did they have to make that choice to cheat on me? Or why did they have to hide that from me? Or why did they have to be so angry at me where we couldn't be in the same space anymore and we couldn't be in a relationship because it didn't feel safe? Everything was going so well, but was it? Maybe it was. And maybe this event that you experienced that caused a chasm in your relationship, caused you to break up, and now you are thinking about them and obsessed about the relationship and about them, is less about the relationship and more reflection on you, more reflection on what's happening in here, more of a reflection on your self-worth. And I mentioned this at the beginning, and it is so important that we come back to this self-worth and confidence. And it's not just a couple of terms that we're throwing out there. In order to truly be confident, not in an arrogant way, but in a way that you are prioritizing who you are maximizing your needs whilst honoring the needs of others, which is a skill, by the way, where you believe in your value, in what you bring to the world. Deep inner work must be done and must continue to be done. That means we have to neutralize or move through those traumas of the past. It means we have to move beyond our pain, our fears, our suffering, our stories. It means we have to explore the inner workings of our psyche, our soul, our spirit, our emotional being, learning and growing from previous relationships. This requires effort. It sometimes requires doing that deeper shadow work, that exploring the painful parts of our personality, the parts that are neglected often by society, that are shamed even by others and shamed by ourselves. It's meeting our shame and our fears face to face. Now, we're not on a continuous path of this. We will move through cycles of this exploration because we need to create spaciousness and joy and fun in our lives. But if we struggle to be this person that can see the value in everything that we are, that we accept all of who we are, the wholeness that is self, even the parts that are unattractive, we will project those parts into relationship, and we will want others to be that which we need to be for ourselves. Hence, we will constantly be thinking about others, particularly in a breakup. We place all our power into their hands. All of our power, everything that we think we are capable of, we transmute into the hands of someone else. And now we're obsessed with them. We think that they are the key to our success. We think and we believe that they are everything to how our lives function. Then that deeper sense of codependency begins to unravel itself. Now we're not in a healthy interdependent relationship because we don't see and feel our value. We don't bring that value to the relationship, and we struggle in that space. And so I'm thinking about him. What do? I need to get this out of my mind. Well, part of it is time. But the bigger part is knowing your value, acknowledging your role in the relationship, but not berating yourself. Asking yourself, where could I have done different? Where could I have come better? Where did I come from past pain and trauma? Where did I bring the past into the present? What was my role and contribution to this breakup or this relationship or this unfolding? And really, this man, is he as good? Is he as great as I'm perceiving him to be? A simple exercise I learned from Dr. John Demartini a long time ago, and it was one of them is owning the traits of the greats, which is basically you owning your value. So the people that you admire, whether it's your partner, whether it's a historical figure, whether it's your father, whether it's a celebrity, whatever it may be, list all their traits and then list where those traits exist in you, where you've applied those traits in real life, past or present. Help you bring that value, confidence, self-worth into your being. But a more important one is equilibrating relationships. And it was very simple. He said, pros, cons. Line in the middle of the paper, write down all the things you didn't like about this relationship and that you didn't like about this human being, this man. In this case, it's a man. And what didn't work in the relationship, what needed evolving and improvement. Because we have this polarized view because we're in so much pain. We're in loss, especially if we have a fear of loss or we've been abandoned or if we've experienced rejection in our past, which is most of us. It will trigger and amplify old feelings that come into the present moment to then magnify the big feelings that we're already feeling. And this helps us equilibrate, collapse, get a more neutral perspective. So we know that our beliefs, our viewpoints, the way of thinking, it influences and impacts our feeling state, our body. So part of it is you're going to think about this person a lot because they're not in your lives anymore. You had a routine of seeing them, whether it was once a week, twice a week, every day you lived together, whatever it may be. And so your body is going to be in shock around that. There's going to be part of you that is deeply missing this person. And that's okay. And can you keep doing your inner work around what is this relationship teaching you? And can you see the value that is you? And can you give yourself the space to grieve and recover? And part of that is going to be thinking about this person in maybe an excessive way. And if it's excessive, you get to determine, this is probably too much. Or giving yourself some space and saying, yeah, I need some reprieve here. Or I need to be kind to myself. This is part of the process. Work on you. Use the relationship as a catalyst for deeper growth for yourself. Use it as an opportunity to see you in that relationship, to determine what your values truly are, what you truly desire, what you can truly give, and what you're open to receiving. Use the relationship and the experience that you're having now, whether it's overthinking about someone, you can't get them out of your head, you can't get them out of your being. Use that as an opportunity to see what is truly happening for you here. Now, before you get to that place, you've got to feel. So you've got to accept in order to feel. Acceptance isn't resignation. Acceptance is I'm open to the past, to my stories of the past, my relationship to the stories of the past to change. And so the acceptance allows you to grieve and feel, because before you can see the value in it all, you've got to feel it all. So don't deny yourself of the feelings and the thinking, being with it. Relationships can be tough. They are mirrors for who we are in the world. They are mirrors for catalysts for change, and change can be very painful, and we often avoid change because it's not familiar and it doesn't feel safe. The opportunities we have in relationship, whether we're in it, whether we're breaking up from a relationship and we're struggling with the reality of that, is to go into that a little deeper and ensure you have a strong support network around you for when it gets too tough, you can lean into that. Power and blessings. See you soon.